Hey everyone, here's your mood-boosting internet medicine. In a Chinese internet cafe, a gamer had hot tea accidentally spilled on him. The employee tried to help immediately, but the guy didn't even look her way. He was in the middle of a crucial match and refused to be distracted. Despite the spilled tea and the commotion, he calmly kept playing without taking his eyes off the screen. He's holding a parking spot for his friends. She showed how to walk home safely at night. In Russia, a manure truck lost control, crashed into a store, and flipped over. The entire load spilled right onto a parked golden BMW. But here is the craziest part. The car's owner walked into the store literally seconds before the crash. Inside, she suffered a minor head injury from falling shelves, but when she stepped back out, her car was already buried under a truck and tons of manure. At the vet clinic, a dog named Frank decided the checkup was over and it was time to go home. But there was one problem. A clinic staff member was still on his back. This didn't bother Frank at all. He calmly stood up with her and headed for the exit. In Vietnam, a man literally rushed into a pharmacy just as it was closing, giving the female staff quite a scare. For a split second, they thought it was a robbery because his entrance was so sudden. However, it soon turned out that the man was just in a huge rush to buy some feminine hygiene products for his wife before the store closed. In Russia, a guy in Krasnodar found a wild way to keep his feet dry after a heavy downpour. Seeing a flooded stretch of road, he grabbed a stepladder and started walking right through the water with it. This bizarre way of crossing a puddle instantly caught the attention of bystanders, and the video quickly went viral on social media. A woman spent several weeks feeding a ginger cat, thinking he was a stray. The fluffy visitor showed up right on time every day, got his meal, and then headed back out. But the truth came out when she spotted him sitting on the windowsill of a nearby apartment. It turned out the cat wasn't homeless at all. He simply came downstairs at feeding time and had been successfully collecting free meals the whole time. A man in China came up with a highly creative way to switch lanes. Stuck in a traffic jam, he suddenly pointed a cat out of his window. Instead of flashing his lights or waving, the driver used some serious feline cuteness to ask others to let him pass. A guy in China went to the gym for a workout, but at some point, he got so tired that he fell asleep right on the mat. His sleep was so deep that he ended up sleeping for about 7 hours right in the middle of the gym. The staff and gym goers didn't wake him up and let him sleep peacefully until the evening. It looks like the mama cat decided she needed a day off too. She carefully carried her kittens over to her owner and went to get some rest on her own bed. While the human watched over the babies, the fluffy mama curled up into a ball and finally got some sleep. In Nigeria, a pastor tried to recreate Moses' miracle by parting the ocean at a Lagos beach with a staff. His followers stood by, reading Bible verses for support. However, the ocean wasn't having it. Powerful waves kept knocking him down until he finally fled back to the shore. Why you shouldn't always trust your ears. Some colleagues decided to play an unusual prank on their bald friend at work. They used a 3D printer to make some hair for him and presented the gift right there in the office. When the man saw his new hairstyle, he couldn't help but crack a smile. A girl decided to get a trendy bob, but the result wasn't at all what she expected. A chimpanzee sitting sadly by the water has suddenly become the internet's newest star. In the footage, he is captured near a small waterfall, lost in deep thought and slouching with his arms crossed. Social media users instantly turned the video into a meme. People are joking that this is exactly what every single one of us looks like early in the morning before a work shift, when your social battery is already completely drained before you even leave the house. Looks like this is his personal truck and he's got a private chauffeur driving him around. Seeing this at night will definitely give you a heart attack.